you. Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan Leggett, and I use they, she, and he pronouns. And I am wrapping up my final year here as an HRC Youth Ambassador. I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington, and I'm now 24 years old. I am currently finishing up my senior year of my undergraduate career, and I'm beyond excited to be able to say that I'll be graduating this spring from Evergreen State College with a Bachelor of Science in Marine Biology and a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. Thank you. Being the first in my family to have ever graduated from high school and to earn a bachelor's degree is something I never thought I would accomplish. Before we get into anything further, I think it is good to talk a little bit about some of the identities that I hold. I'm an unapologetic intersex Black trans femme, and I am so grateful and proud to be in community with so many beautiful and diverse people. While growing up, I became homeless at the age of 12, which continued until my first day of college in 2015. I turned to sex work for financial support at the age of 16. I knew this was a very dangerous situation for me as I was still underage. But at the time, I felt like I had no other options. I managed to keep my personal life and my academic life pretty separate. Most of the teachers I got close with never even knew I was homeless. That is except for one. This one was my teacher, mentor, friend, Ida Acton, who brought me extra lunch every day so I could eat and helped me get everything for my dorm room and even moved me into college. She was also the first intersex person who, She was also the first person who I ever told I was intersex. I was like, For those of you that may not know, the term intersex refers to people who are born with a range of biological sex characteristics that may not fit the typical notions of male and female bodies. This includes secondary sex characteristics, hormones, and chromosome differences. There are over 35 intersex traits and variations, with more and more being revealed as intersex people continue to share their stories. Intersex people make up about 1.7% of the world's population. That's about 150 million people, which oddly enough is more people than most countries have, including Russia, which is a very big place. For the educators in this room, this means you have intersex students walking down your hallways and also maybe scared for you or others to find out. I myself have partial androgen sensitivity syndrome. This means that although I have XY chromosomes, my body is unable to properly pick up and respond to testosterone and other androgens, which they're also referred to commonly as male sex hormones. I am also a survivor of non-consensual intersex surgery. When I was 6 years old, doctors operated on me without explaining anything to me, leaving me to wake up in bed with bandages on my genital areas and a pain that I will never forget. I never had the chance to ever claim my body or feel how I want to feel in my body. The chance was gone. But I'm taking it back. My body was owned by the surgeons before I had a chance to lay claim to it. Learning that I could have lived a life that allows me to make decisions for myself around my health and well-being is something I wish every future intersex child may have. Today, I help bring awareness to these surgeries that are happening still every single day, all over the US and the world. This means traveling to US college campuses to educate people on what intersex inclusion looks like and how detrimental these surgeries are and continue to be through many, many aspects of life. This has led me to opportunities with a beautiful organization called Interact. Interact is a nonprofit that works to advocate for the human rights of children born with intersex traits through law, media, and youth leadership development. Working with Interact, I got to consult on books, including intersex characters, and even worked with the United Nations Population Fund to create inclusive intersex sex education for people to be published around the world. Finding the intersex community has been life-changing. Finding people who understand me in some of the deepest ways, all the way down to my biology. It is unlike any other feeling I've ever had. It is a connection that doctors had repeatedly told me that I would never find because I was rare. But I eventually found an abundance of love in a group of people just like me. I want the intersex people out there to know that you are not alone. We are here, we are all over the world, and I hopefully get to meet you soon. Before I leave you today, I want to leave all of you youth-serving professionals with a few tips for better incorporating intersex advocacy into your curriculum and your work. One thing you can do is bring in outside intersex resources and speakers to inform you and your colleagues. You can find these resources at websites like forintersex.org and interactadvocates.org. Ooh. We're good. You can also use what you learned to educate your peers, which is the most important thing we can do. Other educators and administrators are just as responsible as you are to be well-informed and aware, including having accurate information about intersex people, which many people tend to say is hard to find. For example, if you're teaching sex ed, make sure you're able and working to decenter the sex binary. If you don't know what that means, consider this a kind of invitation to seek out some new information. If an intersex student does want to educate their peers, listen to their ideas, give them space, allow them to share their knowledge and their experiences with their peers. But do not pressure the intersex student to be the one resource you have on intersex, because we all know Google is free. If you facilitate a GSA or a similar club in your school, make sure that intersex students are invited, included, and respected in that space. These students should have access to intersex resources, and other students who participate should as well. If students don't know what intersex means, perhaps maybe they should talk about it. Learn a little. And lastly, ask intersex students how they want to be treated and what terms they prefer for themselves. Then follow through, like really follow through. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending Time to Thrive. And remember that intersex people are here. We're around you every day. And to my intersex family out there somewhere, you are not alone. I see you all. Thank you.